Right now in Jamaica News Page tonight, we're following several developing stories. A school dispute turns deadly in St. Thomas. A student is stabbed to death by another student, what we're learning tonight. Also tonight, a chaos at a party in St. Elizabeth. A man disarms a soldier and then opens fire on his ex-partner. We're tracking the latest. And
then us go in and kill them for nothing at all, and them not do nothing. Oh God, them are come down with them. Oh God.
Two brothers are killed during a police operation in St. Anne. The questions now being raised about this reported confrontation. Plus,
this man in a jeopardy. Put it on him in a jeopardy. Ambulance in a jeopardy. Because if the bad road there, how them are going to run down criminal?
If your house a burn down.
No, I know that alone.
Fire truck.
Fire everything.
If your house a burn down, how them going to reach?
Tell me how them are going to do it.
Frustration boiling over in the West. Residents and taxi operators blocking roads over worsening conditions. And there's good news tonight. A simple moment inside a church turns into a love story years in the making. From chance meeting to distance, doubt, and destiny. How one couple found their way back to each other. It's a story of love, of patience, and perfect timing. Welcome and welcome back to Jamaica News Page tonight. News that keeps you connected to what's happening across Jamaica, and we're powered by viewers just like you. Please click subscribe and tap the notification bell to stay connected. Thank you for joining us, Paul Campbell. Jamaica News Page tonight starts right now. We begin tonight in St. Thomas, where a school dispute has turned deadly. A Seaforth High School student has been fatally stabbed following a dispute that began on the school compound and escalated into deadly violence in Morantby on Monday afternoon. The victim has been identified as grade 9 student Kaylin Doyley. Commanding officer for the St. Thomas Division, Rohan Ritchie, says the incident occurred sometime after 2:30 p.m. near the Morantby Transport Center in the vicinity of Teen Hub, an internet cafe frequently used by students. DSP Ritchie says both the victim and the main suspect are students of the same school and were involved in an earlier altercation on campus, which later escalated near the transport center. Preliminary reports indicate the alleged attacker purchased a knife from a nearby establishment shortly before the confrontation and used it to inflict the fatal wounds.
And you never see when he dropped the first time, but the second time, see when he dropped the second time and get up, one carry turn cross the road and say, you're putting me. But now hold the 2 foot them, I'll put him in the vehicle and I saw and carry him, rush him to the hospital.
The injured teen was rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police have since taken 3 suspects into custody, including one male believed to be directly responsible for the stabbing. 2 others are also being questioned as investigations continue. Meanwhile, authorities are investigating a disturbing case of student violence at Jamaica College after this viral video surfaced showing a student being physically assaulted by his peers on campus.
Where is that? Boy, when man I get the money? When man I get the money? I you say that. You pose up in the man, when you want to get him money, etc. Answer me now, big man. When you want to get him money, answer the question, big man. When you want to get him money, you sweat up. The two of them tell you carry thing here. Hear about it? Boy, when you want to, he asks you a question, don't stop him. When you want to get him money, he asks you a question. Tomorrow, how when you want to get him money? Where is you? He asks you a question. Alright.
The Ministry of Education has launched a probe into the incident. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon says the incident represents everything the education system stands against, adding that every effort will be made to ensure those responsible face appropriate consequences. The ministry says the student safety remains its top priority, and specialized teams have been deployed to the school to support the investigation and provide counseling where needed. Meanwhile, the school board has strongly condemned the incident, calling the behavior reprehensible and wholly unacceptable. The school says it became aware of the video on Saturday, April 18, 2026, and immediately launched an investigation. By the next day, the students involved had been identified and interviewed in the presence of their parents. According to the board, the student seen in the video being physically assaulted admitted in writing and before his mother that about 2 weeks ago, he took certain items that did not belong to him from a group of boys with whom he was socializing. These included a jacket, a pair of glasses, and a sum of money. When initially questioned about the missing items, he denied any involvement before later acknowledging his actions and committing to return the items in question. In the days that followed, he returned a portion of the money and some of the items, but failed to make full restitution and missed several agreed deadlines to do so. The aggrieved students subsequently confronted him on school grounds and compelled him into a bathroom to demand the outstanding balance. The physical altercation captured in the video occurred at that moment." End quote. All students involved are now set to appear before the school's disciplinary committee for appropriate action. Meanwhile, police say the victim has already been interviewed and charges could soon be laid against at least one of the students involved. The Ministry of Education says it continues to work closely with the school's leadership to ensure accountability and reinforce safe learning environments across the island. Turning now to this developing story in St. Anne, where two brothers are dead following a reported confrontation with police during an early morning operation in Steerfield. The men have been identified as Ramon Henry, otherwise called Horseman, and Davian Henry, also known as Dada.
And they just go in and kill them for nothing at all, and them not do nothing. Mommy. Oh God. Them a cool down with them. Oh God. I know. Excuse me. See there?
Yeah, well, good.
Right, that's what I kill them.
Right, very good.
Where?
Up on the bed, I don't want to sleep.
So where you going to shot them man out? Where you shoot out them?
We're going to shut down them.
Where you shoot out them?
Say shoot up, where?
Where you shoot
I
out
don't
them?
want to know. Who's supposed to shoot up?
Where you shoot out
Where
them?
Go in. Look how much blood around this one. Look how much blood around this one, man. Look up on the bed, eh? And see how them dig up the place, eh? Good day. How much blood they saw ground? Good day.
Them not, yeah, them don't want to witness for them. For left nothing. Oh no, you can't say shoot out. Which one of them? You got on the PS5 too? Yeah.
Police say a team from the Area 5 Fugitive Apprehension Team, acting on information, carried out a targeted operation at the men's home where they were reportedly in possession of illegal firearms and ammunition. According to investigators, both men were armed, one with a pistol and the other with a shotgun, and allegedly opened fire at officers upon their entry. The lawmen say they returned fire in fear for their lives, hitting both men. Reports indicate that as officers attempted to transport the injured men to hospital, angry residents blocked the roadway, delaying medical assistance. The men were eventually taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Following the incident, police seized a shotgun without a serial number, a pistol, and several rounds of ammunition. Investigations are ongoing. Also making news tonight in Westmoreland, take a look. Taxi operators withdrew their services this morning, parking along the Smithfield Main Road in protest of pothole-ridden conditions along the 7 Lamar to Darliston route.
This man in a jeopardy. Put it on him in a jeopardy. Ambulance in a jeopardy. Because if the bad road there, how them are going to run down criminal?
If your house a burn down.
No, I know that alone.
Fire truck.
Fire everything.
If your house a burn down, how you reach?
Tell me how them are going to do it. How them are going to do it. So them be back way. We don't want that there, so. Them come with record. They want to take up this car. The other day, we say we will demonstrate, and them sham way and put little asphalt up there so and up there so. Yeah? And after several weeks, we can see the rest of it being done. And the traffic still piling up. Now today, we're having a peaceful demonstration. We're just parking and just letting them know that we have a problem with this road.
The demonstration, now the second within a week, left many passengers stranded as drivers voiced frustration over rising vehicle maintenance costs due to the poor road surface.
Me have to walk this morning, me go work, me have to walk from we are Smithfield, but we are in Sam. That's not right. And a long time the road stay, so they come, we they have one problem with half a road, so they come and then fix this and then leave it other part. Now we in a problem. Mash up bad.
What time were you supposed to get to work this morning?
We supposed to reach at work 8 o'clock.
Turning now to this scene in Clarendon, the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom is probing a shooting incident that left one man dead and two others on the run. Reports indicate that a policeman shot three alleged robbers at his business establishment in the coffee shop community of Sandy Bay early Monday morning. Police say sometime after 2 a.m., loud explosions were heard at a nearby gaming shop, which is reportedly owned by the officer. It's alleged that the men used a crowbar to break into the establishment before the policeman confronted them and opened fire. One of the men was taken to hospital where he later died, while the other two reportedly escaped on foot. The crowbar was recovered at the scene. Authorities say the establishment has been repeatedly targeted by thieves in recent weeks, with a similar incident reported just days earlier. Now to St. Elizabeth, where police are searching for a man following a shooting incident at a party in Junction in the early hours of Monday morning. Investigators say a 25-year-old woman was shot and injured after the man reportedly disarmed a soldier and opened fire. The woman, believed to be the suspect's ex-partner, has since been hospitalized. It's reported that about 2 a.m., the man was drinking with a group of police officers and soldiers when he got into a dispute with his ex-girlfriend. During the altercation, the man allegedly took a licensed firearm from the JDF soldier and fired in the woman's direction, hitting her. It remains unclear whether the officers present were on duty. The weapon has since been recovered and seized by police. A manhunt is now underway to locate the suspect. In New Kingston, one man is dead and another hospitalized following a brutal early morning attack. Police say the two men were found severely injured along a corridor of a financial institution around 2:30 Monday morning. They were rushed to hospital where one man, identified only by the alias Village, was pronounced dead, while the other remains in serious condition. Investigators say both men sustained severe head injuries believed to have been inflicted with a blunt object. Authorities have ruled out robbery as a motive and are instead pursuing leads that the attack may have been carried out by the male partner of one of the victims. Police are now reviewing CCTV footage as they work to identify and locate the suspect, who is believed to frequent the New Kingston area. And finally tonight, a story of love, faith, and perfect timing. What began as a simple moment inside a church turned into a love story years in the making. Stefan Wright and Unique Bailey first met back in November 2011 during a convocation at Holy Ghost Power Ministries in St. Catherine. Unique recalls that it all started with a simple instruction during the service. She says, "The preacher told us to switch seats, and that's how we ended up beside each other. When we greeted each other, that moment marked the beginning of our relationship." End quote. What followed was a connection that grew over time, from conversations on Facebook to a friendship that slowly turned into love. But the journey wasn't always easy. Distance, doubt, and time kept pulling them apart. Yannick says there were even moments she tried to walk away. She says, quote, "I would block and delete him, even while he said one day he would change my last name. We spent years apart until we realized we were truly meant to be." End quote. And when that moment came, everything changed. Stefan proposed on Boxing Day back in 2024 during a family Christmas gathering. Yannick says, quote, "He brought me to the center of the room and went down on one knee. I had no idea. It was a complete surprise." End quote. Less than a year later, the couple said "I do" in a beautiful ceremony in Kingston, surrounded by loved ones. Today, the newlyweds are beginning their next chapter together after honeymooning in Panama. A reminder tonight that sometimes love takes time, but when it's right, everything falls into place. Congratulations. And that's the news on Jamaica News Page tonight. Thank you for staying connected to what's happening across Jamaica. And remember, we're powered by viewers just like you. We've got special rewards just for you. When you become a Jamaica News Page member, you'll unlock these special rewards you love, including a loyalty badge next to your name in the comments, shoutouts for your birthday, anniversaries, other special moments, and just so much more. Joining is easy. Just click subscribe, then click join, and choose to become a FUA Star or FUA Elite member right now. That's it, simple and quick. A link to join has been posted in the comments. Please leave a comment so we can welcome you with a shout out. Thank you for joining us, Paul Campbell, and also thank you for watching Jamaica News Page tonight. We'll see you in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and join us again for more news. From all of us here, good night.